like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
Hello, good evening. It's Friday night in the Pacific, and currently I'm in Los Angeles, as everybody would know by now. I'm back in my home base, and it's 9 o'clock in the evening. So if you're watching us live on Pacific or in California, magandang gabi or good evening. And if you're watching from the Philippines, it's Saturday, 12 noon. So magandang tanghali or good afternoon. And those people who are watching right now across the globe, magandang umaga, magandang tanghali at magandang gabi, or good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And those people who are going to watch the replay, happy viewing to you. And of course, you could always definitely put your comments. Right now, we have this, I'm so excited with this guest that we have right now. And this is the first time we're going to have so many on my YouTube. All my screens are all up, and we have these wonderful candidates of the first ever, I think, and then we're gonna talk to the national director in a minute. But before we go on, this is Misters of Filipinas America. But before we go, live na live tayo. We're live na live on Facebook page of PHLB Radio, as well as PHLB YouTube channel. So if you're not a subscriber yet, why not subscribe, like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any of our shows, especially this show, which is so exciting. And we're going to meet all of these wonderful candidates and a lot of the viewers and listeners were already bugging me about who they are, what they do, and all that. We'll get to know them up close and personal. Also, if you have Amazon Fire TV, all you have to do is go to PHLB radio channel, or if you have also Alexa, all you have to do is say, Alexa, play PHLB radio. Now, those people watching, hearing us through audio, we're audio streaming as well, live on different podcasts, namely Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. A lot of you texted me already if we missed because of the time of the different time zone across the globe. What are you going to do if we're going to see all these shows and all these people? It's so easy and no problem whatsoever. What you need to do is just go to PHLB Radio Facebook page, or you could definitely go back to our website, which is www.phlbradio.com, or definitely you could go back and review and replay, and you could watch it as many times as you want for free on PHLB Radio YouTube channel. That's a handful of things that you could see us. Now, without much further ado, this is so exciting. We got 5 of the 12. The first 12 there's 12 candidates, but we have 5 of them. There's supposed to be 6 as advertised, but one has a personal thing that he needs to do. So he'll be joining the second batch, which is happening next Friday. So this is exciting time. But before we go on, let me introduce you to the national chairperson or national director of Misters of Filipinas America, and none other than Jesse Moran. Hello, Jesse. Good evening to you.
Hi, everyone. Good evening in Pacific time. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat dito sa US. And of course, in the Philippines, magandang tanghali. Good afternoon right now. I know everyone are all excited for this, especially for our very first batch. We are so excited to show you all the first batch of our candidates of Misters of Filipinas America, as they are really excited to meet you all. This is the opportunity for you all to to meet them, to really know them, kung sino ba talaga sila. So nice to meet you all here.
The exciting thing is, we have a lot of people watching all over now. Luis Pedron is watching from New York. Hi, Luis, how are you? Gina Marcus watching from Laguna. Feli Alfian, he said, good evening, Kuya Jush Andowitt, and to the all beautiful, actually it should be handsome candidates of Misters of Filipinas America. And Feli's watching us from Seattle, Washington. Oliver Carney is watching. Sabi
Oliver.
niya, nandito na ako, Josh. Na-like and share ko na. Maraming salamat, Oliver. And then they said hello. And then we're gonna do shout out as I see them, as I read them on the comments. Now, Jesse, I have some questions for you. Tell us about this competition, this annual male pageant. I know the mother or the umbrella of this is really Mr. of Filipinas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is headquartered in the Philippines. Now, tell me about Misters of Filipinas America. When did it start? What was this all about? Because we have not heard of this pageant, male pageant. We have heard about Century Tuna. We have heard of Mr. World Philippines or Mr. World USA. Tell me about it. Go. Let us know.
Of course.
Thank you. Why we're having this. It's the first time we're doing this here in America. And what will happen to the winner?
Exactly. Well, thank you for that very wonderful question. People would really know, especially back in the Philippines, tinatawag itong, it's like a counterpart of Miss Universe Philippines. Kumbaga, if we have Miss Universe Philippines for female or for women, we also have Misters of Filipinas for male pageant competition. So it's been, it took me like several months before I had to say yes to get the opportunity to become the national director, because, you know, I came from the ground when I was 20, 19, 18 years old. I'm such a fan and I've been joining a lot of male pageant competitions. So basically, alam ko, like, you know, what to do, what to set the proper expectations, what's pageant all about. And now we came to the point right now na parang, I guess this is the time for me to share the best practices that I've learned. That is why we have Misters of Filipinas America. We actually started this Misters of Filipinas America recruiting way back February this year. And honestly speaking, it was really challenging for me to find the mga contestants because it's first time. People doesn't know about this competition. But, you know, if you're a pageant fan back in the Philippines, they would definitely like, oh, really? We were going to have Misters of Filipinas America. So right now, we're bringing that platform over here sa atin, dito sa Filipino-American community, because we want to make sure na, you know, the winner will actually represent the Filipino-American community to the national, which is happening on October 2022. So it's gonna be like a huge, like, magandang honor to you know, to represent our community here and to lumaban doon. Kasi of course we have a lot, especially our top 12 candidates talaga. I can see all of them. They are doing their very, very best. They work so hard for this, especially right now we have online voting. I can see like a lot of votes. I mean, a lot of people voting for them. I normally see them going to the gym. So I wish I'm just a judge and they will just like, can you just be a winner? But of course, we have like a panel of judges talaga na who came from the ground in. Like, I'm not allowed for now to announce ito mga bigatin, big stars na mga panel of judges happening on August 6th. So I'm really, really excited for this. And I hope everyone will go support their favorite candidates. And, you know, this is the opportunity for us to represent our very own community here in US. Yeah.
Awesome. Good explanation. Now, Jesse, we did a research on Misters of Filipinas. It's really an annual male pageant under the management of Prime Events Production Philippine Foundation, Inc., or PEPS, PEPPS, guys. And it's the official Philippine franchise owner of Man of the World, Mr. International, Mr. Model Worldwide, Mr. Tourism and Culture Universe, and Mr. Model of the Universe. And they're really out there to empower role models of handsomeness, health, leadership, and generosity. So, question. So after how many title is up for grab on the coronation night?
Okay, good question. For now, it's gonna be like one title for now, which is the Misters of Filipinas America. We're gonna have Misters of Filipinas First Prince, and we're gonna have Misters of Filipinas Second Prince. So these winners will actually have a lot of activities all throughout the year. So you expect Filipino events, not just for Filipino events, even, you know, Filipino American events. The winner will actually go to a charity, which right now we just posted on our page. We have a called a blank space charity, wherein some of the percentage of the sale or ticket sales will actually go to that charity that we're actually doing, especially for the Department of Education. So this pageant is not just all about yung papugian, and it's not just all about the yung pa-cute lang. This is a competition that would make a huge impact to the community, and that's what all matters for me as a national director.
This is very interesting because it's almost akin to Miss Universe Philippines.
Correct.
Because with so many candidates, you only have one title, and of course you have the charity. And this is like, let's talk about prizes. Aside from representing, as far as one of them is representing the Filipino American community to that competition in October. Mm-hmm. What are the prizes that they're vying for?
Actually, I'm so glad and honored. I'm so excited to announce this because this is the first time that we're to announce this. So for the prizes, we're gonna give like 3,000 USD for this one. That includes the wardrobe, the airfare going to the Philippines. We're gonna shoulder with the candidates like expenses and everything. So that's a total amount of the cash prizes we're gonna give out to the winner. But here's the catch. I don't know, because me as a national director, the owner of the Mr. Supranational, or the director, his name is Betsy. We're good friends. We're not competing. He has his own competition. I have my own, but we're helping each other, and we're trying to, motivate each other, giving advices. And he was like, we're gonna provide hotel, or actually no, a condo unit to the Philippines. So for example, the winner will go there so that he will have a pleasant and exciting, experience when he went to the Philippines. And on top of that, of course, one of the prizes, it comes with the New York billboard, it comes with photo shoot and a wardrobe coming from a very known fashion designer, Desi Bisana, the one and only. So yung mga outfit ni winner going to the Philippines will be provided too. So those are one of the prizes aside from the cash prizes. So
that sounds exciting, Jesse. Just the mere fact that just one winner will fly to the Philippines, correct?
Yes, unfortunately.
That is exciting because right now there's so much development happening in the Philippines with the new administration, with tourism being, I think it will be, especially if any of the candidates has not been to the Philippines, this is the best time to go there. And there's no quarantine anymore, which is so awesome.
That is true. I remember last year when I went there, I was like, you have to stay at the hotel for like 10 days in order for you to go out. That's crazy. But of course, we have to respect the Philippine government, and that is for everyone's protection, So that's totally
okay. You need to be hooked up with a new director of tourism. We'll talk offline.
We'll talk about it soon, for sure.
And then maybe they could visit some of the network.
Yeah, and also. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I also I'm just really excited because most of my candidates here right now, if it's either they never been to the Philippines, or it's been a while that they went to the Philippines. So I'm so excited for the winner to go to the Philippines. So
are you flying with them too, with the winner being the national director?
Absolutely,
wow,
I have
awesome.
to.
You need to be there.
Yeah, because we have actually my friends, my fashion designer friends, makeup artists from ABS-CBN and huge TV networks are really, really excited. They're been telling me hey Jesse, for your winner, please let me do the honor. I won't let you pay. Just ako na daw magme-makeup, sila na daw magme-makeup or photo shoots and everything. That is why the winner will definitely have a very, very exciting experience when he went to the Philippines.
And you never know, maybe the winner can be an artista in the Philippines.
Exactly, especially that I have a talent agency back in the Philippines, and I'm silently observing my candidates. I saw them there. I have candidates who was a talent talaga, who can sing, na feeling ko. But of course, hindi ko pwedeng ipasok muna yung talent agency natin because it's a pageant. Yes. But of course, regardless the results, they can just push them for if they really want to become artista back in the Philippines,
Okay, before anything else, when is the coronation night?
Of course.
Here in Los Angeles, I know it's a Warner. It's in Beverly Hills and in Los Angeles. When is this gonna happen?
Yeah, we're gonna have this so-called pageant week that will start July 31 to August 6th, meaning from July 31, we have candidates coming from other states like Hawaii, Florida, Texas. So they will be arriving on that day. We're going to have orientation. So those dates actually will be so fully packed because there will be a lot of activities. But the finals will be on August 6th, happening at Warner Grand Theater. So if you guys want to watch...
What time is it going to be?
I'm sorry, what time?
What time would it be for the coronation?
Yeah, it'll be 7 p.m., but the red carpet will start at 6 p.m.
Okay, and then where can they buy the tickets? If people are interested to watch it, how do they buy the tickets? Is it through what's the website? Can they buy the ticket online? Is it on Tickettron, Ticketmaster? Tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, people, if you guys want to go watch, especially those people who just really can come to LA, we have we've actually partnered with Eventbrite.com. Eventbrite is one of the things. Yeah. Eventbrite, you just have to go to the website. Sometimes when you just actually Google Misters of Filipinas America, the Eventbrite website will automatically pop out, and you will see the prices over there. What are the things that the proper expectations, what you can get. At the same time, since we are here in LA, we can also sell tickets in person. So if you guys are really interested to watch, since this is the first time, and we've been working so hard for the production. I'm so excited to see you guys. The production number, just give you a clue, it's gonna be so much full of culture of Filipino. So that's
it's kind of interesting because I think especially here in the Los Angeles area, people are very familiar and very acquainted to Miss Philippines USA. And then, of course, there's the Binibining Pilipinas USA. Now it's, I think it's Filipina International. Those are normally female competition. And this is, I think, other than the Century Tuna that happened pre-pandemic, this is the very first male pageant that's going to happen. So it's exciting. And I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago, the National Male Competition happened. I think it happened in Alex Theater. In Glendale, I think. Yeah, and I saw some pictures of there too. Okay, before anything else, we have watching us, the singer par excellence, Lawrence Calderon is watching. Julia Marcos, hello. Feli Alfian said, this is so exciting, Jesse. Is it going to be televised, Jesse?
Yeah, it's a good question. All right, on the spot, Miss Feli. Hello, ma'am. I don't know if you're here in LA. But we're still in the middle.
From Seattle, Washington.
Oh, that's where I used to live po. Sa Seattle, Washington before I moved here. So with regards to for television, well, we're not sure yet, unfortunately, but I'm trying so hard to connect with the company who can offer like itong mga live streaming services, because I have candidates who are really requesting to do that. But me, I have really been really trying to do that. But we will try our very best to do that, because I know there's a lot of Filipino, especially pageant fans back in the Philippines, who are really excited for the Misters of Filipinas America. And I'm such a fan of surprises. Let's do it. Yeah,
I think the online streaming would be perfect, because especially that this is the first, and then of course you're gonna have a video of this, and and maybe you could do the show after. I mean, at least, because I know for a fact that you have candidates all over the state. I mean, not only in California, but you have one in Florida, one you have as far as Hawaii, and then there's more. And we'll meet them all, you guys. Okay, Sunny Francisco is watching also from Quezon City. Hi, Sunny. And those people who are watching us live, please give us a shout out so we could mention your name as well. Don't be shy. Okay, when I was reading to the bio of your candidates, they're so interesting, because I think, and I'll go on this one, the picture didn't do justice, because when I saw them come in today on my Zoom link, they're better looking than the pictures.
Correct.
So people who are watching us, please do support them, because I think they're all artista looking, and it will be interesting, and we'll get to know them better. Now, one more question for Jesse before I let him go, and we'll focus on the candidates who's patiently waiting on the side here. Jesse, what were the challenges and problems maybe that you could share to our to our viewers and our listeners that you encounter being the national director of Misters of Filipinas America?
Oh yeah, good question. Well, aside from the fact that of course it's the first. Actually, Kuya Josh, we talked about it last night, right? When we
Yes.
had a call. What do you expect for a first event, especially for this kind of event? A lot of like sponsorships. It's really hard right now because especially here in America, of course, I mean, it's not just really easy to like to say yes for sponsorship up until you know them more. But how I mean for contestants that's number two because I really wanted to really look for more but I was just thinking about like maybe I'm okay with at least 10 candidates just to see because if I see these 10 candidates are okay for sure there will be a fit good for the title and I'm okay with that as long as we're gonna provide a good show people would be impressed and would be yeah impressed with the show and that's what matters to me. I mean as long as we have a winner who can represent our community and that's really malaking bagay na yun for me. So that's what really matters. Pangalawa is like of course kasi sobrang tutid eh. In fact I had to do part-time job just for this. I have a lot of sleepless nights. Now, there are some. I don't think would candidates would think that because, of course, I don't want to force them. Ayoko silang kulitin when it comes to this. Gusto ko relax lang sila. But me, at the very back end, grabe, like sleepless nights. You're talking to a lot of people, designers, photo shoots everywhere. Especially right now, we only have less than 2 months. So I need to double time. I need to do it like way better. So those are the challenges, but I believe God is good. Everything will be okay. As long as we're doing good and God knows my intention. That intention is to give a huge impact to the community by having our winner or ambassador who can represent our Filipino American community to the nationals, which is in the Philippines. So,
and that's good, Jesse. And like what I said to you, and I'll echo it again. Normally, the first ever would be a challenge and very
Exactly.
challenging. But this is your first, and so far so good. And then as far as getting candidates, I always believe it's not the quality, it's not the quantity, but the quality. And knowing
Exactly.
and seeing your 12 candidates for this title, I'm quite impressed. So
Thank you
it's not
so much.
bad. It's not bad. I mean, you did a good job. So other than that, let's get going. And what we're gonna do, like what I told our viewers earlier offline too, and what I was discussing with the candidates, what we're gonna do is we're gonna introduce them one by one, and then I will ask them to talk about themselves, and then later I'll ask some few questions, and then just to give you a sideline on what we're going to be doing is once they introduce themselves and I ask them a few questions about them, so you guys, the viewers and the listeners, would be able to know them better aside from what they read on the website. By the way, what's the website if they want to follow them? What's the website, Jesse?
Oh, it's a good question. The website will be activate tomorrow morning, or actually in the afternoon. It's just on the process. But for now, all fans or supporters can actually go to the official Facebook page. This is Mrs. Filipinas America. If you want to go, please vote for your favorite candidates in order for them to be part of the top 5 and given the opportunity to speak and do the final Q&A. Just you can actually go to www.vantel.co. And you will see there Misters of Filipinas America. You'll see beautiful faces and handsome, good-looking candidates of Misters of Filipinas America over there.
So for now, Jesse, since it's not up yet, I would suggest our viewers and our listeners just go to your Facebook page and just type in Misters of Filipinas America, and you'll see all their pictures and so some of the activities happening for this pageant. Also, at the same time, you could vote. Now, Jesse, I have a question here offline. Is there a prize to vote? Is there a fee to vote, or how many votes can they do?
Actually, it's a good question. So the website developer that we're actually partnering with, they have these packages that way they do offer. I believe as for the small amount of starting from $2 or $5, I never checked. But they can actually do unlimited votes. It's really up to the supporters of how much they can vote. But there's a lot of 3 to 4 packages maybe that they can actually look into it. If they really want to make their candidate be part of the top 5, then it's really up to them if they want to go vote. So, yeah.
Okay, so what's the mechanic of that? So based on votes, just like the regular, like Miss Universe Philippines and Miss Universe, so there will be a People's Choice, I believe, and then that's how many out of the 12? What was the cut? The first cut?
It's going to be top 5 right on the spot, since we only have 12 candidates. Yeah. So the good thing with us is that with my director, who is doing the show with me, so since we have 12 candidates, everyone will have the opportunity to do a preliminary Q&A, which is unfortunately I cannot give out what will be the setup, so that it's going to be exciting for the viewers and of course to the candidates, so that judges and viewers can see how they can do with communication skills, because especially in the finals, it's going to be like total package talaga, no? It's not just about the beautiful face. It's not just my abs. No, it's the total package that we are looking for. So
are you looking for the X factor?
The X factor. There you go. So the top 12 will go answer, and then the candidates who has the highest scores from a lot of categories, then sila yung papasok doon sa top 5. Now, the advantage of the Mr. People's Choice Award is like their ticket eh. It's like Miss Universe, di ba? Meron silang parating may voting talaga. So with that being said, yung winner ng People's Choice Award will automatically, it's gonna be a fast track for him. Right on the spot, itok na siya sa top 5. So more chance of winning.
Like Miss World Philippines, that's what they do. Okay, now, what you're saying though is like, okay, for the mechanics, so any individual can vote as many as possible to if they're supporting a candidate, and they just need to buy the package, which you will be posting hopefully within the week.
We were able to post that. You were able to post that already. It's up and running. Yeah.
Okay, and then that will be fast tracked to be one of the candidates.
Yes, that is
awesome.
correct.
Okay, so without much further ado, let's present the first batch. Thank you, Jesse. Hang in there because I might have some questions. They're asking too. Before I give it to one of the candidates first, they're asking what are they expected to see? Will there be casual wear, swimwear, and formal wear?
Of course, I'm really excited to announce that.
They're not putting on the chat box. They're texting me privately.
Yeah, that's really good. There will be, of course, the most exciting part, which is I'm very excited for our production. Again, I'm proud to be Filipino. Of course, since the Misters of Filipinas America, there will be a production number, which is yung production number na to will be more on Philippine culture. I'm so excited for that, but I just can't really announce what anong itsura niya, no? The second category to compete with will be, of course, the most favorite part of everyone, the swimwear competition. And the third one will be the creative costume, because I'm a type of a national director. I don't want everyone to spend money and buy some stuff. So sabi ko, I was like, because most of the candidates are students, and I totally understand where they're coming from. And as much as I would love to, so we just come up with the creative costume. Actually, hindi pa ito alam ng ibang candidates kasi we're about to give them a handbook next week. But it's creative costume that actually represent themselves. Say, for example, if they lived in LA, if a candidate is a fan of Batman, he can just wear Batman costume. Yeah. That's it. As long as he can justify why he was wearing this one. The next one, of course, the formal wear. The formal wear competition. So pagkatapos ng formal wear, dire-diretso na yon. So those are the major. But of course, we're gonna give out special awards for them. We have a talent and gala night. We're gonna give out best in talent. And the good thing about this competition is that even if you go ask for the Philippines, normally when you go join in competitions sa Philippines, normally sagot ng contestants yung costumes eh. But here with us, no. Because of the help of my friends of the fashion designers back in the Philippines, most of their outfits are actually provided by the organization. So. Yeah.
Well, eventually it will evolve, Jesse. But right now, I think you're doing the right thing. Let's not the candidates spend. I would love to take a portion of it because it shows creativity, it shows innovation and intelligence. I mean, why have all these most expensive national costume when you cannot wear them? You could only wear them once. I think that to our viewers and to our listeners. That alone is exciting to see how these candidates will come out with something very creative, and maybe it speaks of their heritage and where they came from, or the state they lived in. So thank you about that and giving us that. And I know we're gonna do this again next week for batch two. Maybe
For
I'll
sure.
ask you some questions or any clarifications that we have missed on this show. Okay, let's start first. My first one that we're gonna introduce will be the first candidate who was first being on the Zoom today, and that is Mr. Ace from Jacksonville, Florida. Hello, Ace.
Hello po, kamusta po? Mabuhay Philippines.
Okay, Ace. You're 21 years old. You're working in a bakery and also taking class in modeling and acting. And you said that on your bio, you're pursuing a desire to have a pilot license. And tell us more about yourself, Ace.
So, yeah, that is correct. I am actually pursuing modeling and acting school. And the fun fact is where Kendall Jenner is. And also, I'm expecting to be on Paris Fashion Week on the next few years too. And I will be featuring on Netflix once I completed the modeling and acting school that they're giving me. And for the pilot school, I am looking forward to earn my private pilot license, maybe let's say 2 months. Yeah, it's been my hobby. And also, I do a lot of things rather than that. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, and thank you for staying up, because I know in Florida you are 3 hours ahead of us. We're here in the West Coast, so in the East Coast, I think if it's 10 o'clock, it's already 12, past 12. It's
Yeah,
almost
past
1 a.m., right? But thank you for staying up. So I have a question for you. How tall are you? This is a question from some of our listeners and viewers. How tall is Ace?
Like I would say 5'7", average Filipino height.
Yeah, that's very Filipino. And then what's your last name, Ace?
Giroy.
Juroy. And the Juroys are from where originally? Your parents, where are they from the Philippines?
I would say Giroy is like Latin. I presume it's Latin. We're from Iloilo.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. The Visayan region. Now, when did you migrate, or were you born in Florida?
No, I actually moved in here like 5 years ago.
Okay, so you still speak Tagalog and Ilonggo. Is it Ilonggo?
The thing is, I grew up on Manila, Philippines.
Oh, okay. So you don't speak the language, the dialect.
No,
Okay.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Anything you want to share with us about Ace, aside from what you already said?
Maybe on Mr. S of Filipinas America.
Uh-huh.
The thing is, I don't do pageants. So what happened is, why I ended up in here is like it's like 12, I say 12 in the
Yeah.
midnight, and I was just on my bed scrolling, and then I came up, wait, what's this Mr. S of Filipinas America pageant thing? But I already have a background because on your Fashion Week, which I attend to, I meet some friend. He's Mr. USA, if you remember him. Yeah, so it's like running on my mind. Can I be like Mr. Philippines or something? And then later that night, it's like something on Instagram. Oh, you can apply and you can send some application to Mr. Filipinos America. And then I sent, because I already, I already expect that I won't be accepted because of my maybe looks. I don't know. I highly doubt myself sometimes. So I just pass some resume. I'm a New York fashion model or something like that, and I pass some photos. And then like 2 minutes or 3 minutes later, they respond to me real quick. It's like, whoa! I was like, on like 1:30 a.m. It's like, okay, I gotta be up. And then Sir Jesse, was asking me, hey, can we do some video call right now? And I was like, oh, okay, you're in. And that's why I ended up in here. It was, yeah, I never done pageant, but I'm such a big honor to be on Mr. Kuya Jesse. It's such a wonderful opportunity. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll leave you at that for now, and then we're gonna go to our next candidate, and it happened to be, and I'm going based on when I saw them here at Zoom. I'm gonna go with Mr. Tyler, right, Tyler?
Hi, how we doing?
How are you, Tyler? Tyler is from California, so he's from Riverside, California. And
Riverside,
he's a server at one of the best places ever that I always like and my favorite, Cheesecake Factory. And he works there. At the same time, he loves to DJ when he has time. Okay, tell us more about you. Oh, and then you're going to school to get your bachelor's in kinesiology. And for those people who are not familiar with kinesiology, it's the science dealing with the interrelationship of the physiological process and anatomy of human body when it comes to movement. And he wants also to become a personal trainer. Go ahead, tell us more about yourself, Tyler. This is the chance.
Okay, so pretty much the reason I really wanted to get into kinesiology was because I came from like a background where I was really skinny when I was like from when I could remember, which was like baby. So pretty much I was always judged for just being kind of bony and anorexic, just skinny. And there was just a time in my life where I was kind of like, wow, I think I need to step up my gains. And pretty much I got to a point where I'm very confident with my body where it's at. There's always progress to be made, but we only have one body, so we have to just treat it the best we can and just love our body for what it is. So
And Tyler, how tall are you? People are asking me on my other phone.
okay, the last time I checked, I stood next to Joseph, Joe Ratchet. He's like 6'2", and
Oh, I think Joseph is 6'3". In
6'3"?
my notes.
I was gonna save it to correct you for my own time, but yes, I am 6'3".
I'm sorry. But
And yeah,
I was
so you're
5'8" the last time I checked, but standing next to him, everyone's saying I'm 5'9". I'm pretty sure I'm 5'9". I'm 5'9".
What's on your driver's license? That can fly.
That one's 5'7". That was back when I was like 18.
Okay, now you said you're from Riverside, California. Okay,
Yes.
and then what's keeping you busy aside from the school? Any activities that you do? Is this your first pageant that you're joining? And why did you join it?
So pretty much this is my very first pageant. I've never done anything. I've never done modeling whatsoever. And pretty much I asked one of the other contestants because he's one of my close friends, which is Adrian. And pretty much I was asking him, I was like, hey, what are you doing? Because he was modeling. He said, oh, we're doing this pageant for the Mr. Filipinas. You should check it out. And then I got a call from Jesse one day, and pretty much he just signed me up. But other than that, the only thing I really be doing is just working out. That's what I'd be spending my time on.
Your last name is what? Sorry.
Gonzalez.
Huh?
Gonzalez?
Gonzalez. Oh, that's a
Yeah.
familiar Filipino name. Now, the Gonzalez's are from where regionally? Mom and dad?
I believe Bohol. That's
Okay.
where my grandma was from. My grandpa.
Okay. And then, but just like I think Ace migrated 5 years ago, if I remember what he said. But you were raised and born here.
Yes, I was raised
So
and born
you don't
here.
even know the language whatsoever.
I was actually learning for a little bit, but I ended up forgetting because they would not speak it to me. But my parents are very, I would say, Americanized.
Yeah, it's okay. That's okay. Anything else you want to for our viewers and our listeners to know more about you?
Just being self-aware, just knowing to love yourself, even for like who we are as people. Like we only have one body, like I said earlier. So just treat it with the best you can. Just love yourself.
Love yourself. Okay, and now our third candidate will be, I think it's either Joseph and then Jake. I think will be the fourth one. So let's go with Joseph first, and hang on there because we have, like what I promised you earlier, everybody would choose a number later, and that corresponds to a question that you can only answer, and then I have one general question for everybody. Let's go with Joseph.
Hi.
Hey, Joseph. Are you the tallest among the candidates?
Yes, I am. I am 6'3", so I'm pretty special for being so tall as a Filipino. So I'm honored. It's it's a blessing. Thank you, God.
Yeah, that's kind of uncommon for a Filipino to be a 6-footer and above. Because normally, like what you guys were saying earlier, normally Filipinos are 5'8", 5'7", on the average size, and if you get to 9 and 10, but to know someone like 6 and above, that must be, it's the milk.
God's gift. Thank you, God.
And you are from Salinas, California.
Opo.
Okay.
I also speak Tagalog, so.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes.
And you work right now as a receptionist for IMG Models LA, and you are assigned model with HD model management. And he said his advocation is for more queer Asian representation in media. Okay, let's talk about that. Why is that one of your advocates?
I wanted to hit something that was close to home, and representation is a huge thing for me. Growing up as a Filipino American, I didn't have that many people I could look at in American media. Of course, di ba yung TFC, palagi nandun with the teleseries. Alam ko na that, I can make it big in the Philippines, but what really matters is that people see that Filipino Americans are just as talented in America. And I really want to make sure that I could stand up for all the queer, Asian, young kids out there that really need a role model. And if they see someone like me flourishing and thriving and being my true authentic self, it would just mean so much because it's just so impactful, regardless of a title or not. I'm already doing things that are impactful. I'm coming in as a winner and I'm going to leave as a winner.
Interesting. Okay, now somebody's texting me already. Why queer Asian?
Oh, well, just like I said.
Is there something there personally about the LGBT plus community that you are associated with? Any family members part of the group?
Well, of course, as Filipinos, we always have yung tito na that's a little, So we have a strong community of gay Filipinos out there. And me being one of them, I'm still finding my own voice and standing up for myself. And I'm standing up for people that aren't able to stand yet. And I'm there to hold their hand and say, we got to be proud of who we are as Filipinos, as gay people. Why would you not want to be living your most happiest self? And that's why I want to stand up for the queer and Asian people out there and really just represent and show them that we're just as valuable and just as worth it to watch.
Interesting. Now, Joseph, is this the first male pageant that you joined, or you've joined before, like a Model Search, Century Tina, Body Super Buds?
No, so this is actually my first pageant. I'm really adventurous in trying lots of new things. I'm really a jack of all trades, so I love to sing, I like to make videos, like to do lots of creative things. And pageantry is actually one of those things that has a lot of those different categories. And I never thought that I would be in a pageant, but here I am, training for Misters of Filipinas America, and I'm actually loving it. So this might be, the start of my pageant journey. So stay tuned, everyone.
Interesting. Now, you mentioned singing. Is that one of your avocation? That's one of the things that you're good at?
Opo, I'm blessed, dapat yung
You
mga
are.
Pilipino,
Okay. I'll put you on the spot.
dapat yung mga Pilipino dapat kumanta or sumayaw. So,
Yeah, Filipinos by
thankfully,
culture, we're known for that, to be good singers. So I'll put you on the spot. Sing us a line. Whether in English or in Filipino.
in Tagalog? Oh, man.
Well, it could be. It could be in English. Whatever is your favorite song, sing a few lines. Since you like to sing, and I know there's another candidate likes to sing, and I will get to him later.
Yes. Well, I do love to sing. Any request?
Whatever is best, whatever that will showcase your prowess, your singing prowess.
Lemonade.
Okay. Let's not the national anthem for Filipino Americans.
Lemonade, let's go.
Lemonade.
All right, fine. This is really on the
The
spot.
group
A
was
request.
teasing you. They said lemonade.
That's by Jeremy.
By
Passion.
Jeremy Passion.
Let's go.
There you go. There you
Yes,
go.
sir.
All right, everybody.
Let's
Go
do
get him. Go
Filipino.
get him.
3, 2, 1. She's my sunshine in the rain, my Tylenol when I'm in pain. I forgot the rest of the lyrics.
How you forgetting? How are you forgetting?
Just a little snippet,
Oliver Carnay said already. Oh well, before we go to his comment, Edita Berdoro Lamongo Francisco is watching as well. Hello, Edita. Oliver Carnay said, I like Joseph. He's brave and truthful. He speaks well and has a personality. O ba? Meron agad mukhang magboboto sa iyo to Okay.
Salamat
now,
po.
yeah, let's go with my other person because I know there's two more left. Let's go with Jake. Jake is from Hawaii, and he mentioned he's from Oahu. Okay, go ahead, Jake. Tell us more about yourself because I didn't get your bio on time. But I understand he is from Hawaii, so he's the farthest ever. And there's no quarantine anymore because I was just there.
No.
You're part of Oahu, and he is a hairstylist and worked on editorials and New York Fashion Week and commercials. Owner of business and a chef business, Kutsara, based in Hawaii. And I like the quotes that he had given us. It says, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at changes. Wow, interesting. And then he loves fitness and promotes healthy living and is a part of the nonprofit organization WSO, educating the youth about domestic violence. He's a big fan of sweets and loves chicken. He keeps a good mental state of mind by meditation and staying positive. Never thought he will be part of pageant, and he's learning so much about himself and the build relationship throughout this journey. One of the big things he will never forget is being featured in New York NYC or New York City billboard for Musa Fabric by Joyce Saw. Interesting. Okay, let's do that. Why did you choose domestic violence? Of all the things you could be an advocate for, why domestic violence?
Happy Aloha Friday, everybody. Magandang araw, and what's up to everybody? Well, I've been a part of WSO. It's Women Speaking Out here in Hawaii. It's a nonprofit organization, and we go to schools and we hold conferences to the youth, and we talk about prevention and domestic prevention to the youth. But particularly, I decided to use this as my advocacy because I realized in our Filipino community, it's something that we don't speak about. It's almost hidden. And sometimes you need someone there to talk to you about. And I want to start a foundation and a youth program here in Hawaii first within the Filipino culture so that we are able to educate the youth a little bit more and use me as their voice and be as a big brother to them. So it holds very dear to my heart.
Okay, let's talk about Kutsara. This is a business you own or family owned, and Kutsara it's Spanish, or it could also be a Filipino restaurant.
Yes. So I own along with my cousin. We own Kutsara. It's a private chef business here, and we love cooking, we love food, and it started when a lot of my friends would visit here in Hawaii, and I could never take them to a cool Filipino spot, you know. And there's a lot of mom and pop Filipino spot with, of course, amazing food, but I wanted to be a part of the Filipino food movement here in Hawaii. And so me and my cousin, we decided, hey, let's open up kind of like a cool vibe, you know, kind of take fusion take on the Filipino cuisine and do some interesting take on like some of our favorites with sinigang, oxtail, kare kare. We make ravioli out of that, and just a bunch of fun things and how we could represent Filipino cuisine differently.
So basically, it's a catering service. It's not like a hole in a wall.
Yeah, it's more private chef. So we cater to parties. Right now, we've catered to the biggest, about 12, and a lot of elopements, especially during the pandemic.
Okay, and then they're texting me how old are you, or how young are you, and how tall are you?
I am 5'7", and I am 30 years old.
Okay, and then they're asking me too, would you be dancing the hula during the talent portion?
I'm gonna keep my talent on the wraps right now. I want it to be a surprise, so I hope you guys stay tuned, and it'll be good. It would be good. So maybe I might dance the hula, maybe not.
Well, and when we're doing our research, you guys, then we were reading some of the thing, and I saw a lot of pictures on Jake. Jake has all these pictures posted on the website. So you guys, if you want to check all their pictures, they have nice pictures, and they have some backgrounds there. You go to their Facebook page. It's Misters of Filipinas America, and you'll know more about them. And aside from that, what you have mentioned to us, that you are from Hawaii or Hawaii. Anything else you want to share with us? It seems like you have a full plate, Jake. You're doing this private chef thing. You're doing this nonprofit organization. You're concentrating your advocacy is domestic violence. Is there anything else that our viewers and our listeners need to know about Jake?
I'm the kind of person that loves to promote a happy mental state of mind, especially with mental health. I think it's so important. So I always ask people to start their day with a smile, and if they could, share that smile, because it definitely makes someone's day feel very, very special. So maybe tomorrow morning, share a smile for me, and that smile will pass on and pass on and pass on. So definitely.
Okay, thanks, Jake. Okay, now,
yeah, of course.
last but definitely not the least. So hang in there, you guys. I have questions for you guys individually. We were having a difficulty with this candidate because of his name. We don't know if it's Lene or Lenny. It's Lenee.
Oh.
That's Mr. Lenny. Is it Lene, like French,
Right.
or is it Lenny?
No, it's Lenny. My
Lenny.
friends call me Lenny. So
Lenny.
I like
okay.
to think of everyone in this world as my friend. So please call me Lenny.
Yeah. So
Two
Lenny,
E's. Yeah.
Yeah, Lenny is an entrepreneurial entertainer who specializes in sales, teaching, trading, singing, modeling, and acting. He's a family man who loves to uplift others by listening, coaching, and complimenting those around him. His goal is to represent the best the Fil-Am community has to offer, and to represent the Philippines for Mr. Global and help the Philippines in all of her endeavors. As a Mr. of Filipinas, he will call to action a change in treatment of those in need. Okay, Mr. Lenny, how are you?
Oh.
And my first question to you is, how tall are you?
I am 5'11" and a half, and with some good shoes, I'll be 6 foot.
Normally, females would say flat shoes and high heels. Okay, and how young are you, Lenny?
I am 23 and 4 months old.
Okay, and who's the youngest? The youngest in the group is Ace, is that right? He's 21. Jesse?
And
I think we
Adrian,
lost.
who will be here next week. He's also
so
21.
he's one younger than Ace.
Ace and Adrian, who will be here next week, they're both 21.
21, and then the mature one is, so far I heard 30.
30, yeah.
30. So is there, Jesse, is there an age
I'm
bracket for
mature.
this?
I'm sorry?
Is there an age for the candidates moving forward in the future? So the youngest
Yeah.
is 21 and there's no age limit. Is that what it is?
No, for
No
this
height
year,
requirement and no age limit?
no, for this year we extended up to 33 or 34. But for
Oh,
next
that's good.
year, we're gonna do it 35. So it
Yeah, because
really
somebody
depends.
already texted me that he could join next year. I
Yeah,
said,
they can
"Too late this year."
join.
They can still join next year.
But also, I'm sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
You're set already for the 12 candidates, right?
Yes,
For
and
this year.
for next year. But next year, because this year talaga, since this is the first one, I really had a hard time to find candidates. Believe it or not, I have one candidate that I just met at Seafood City. Will not mention the name. He will be part of our next batch next week. But next year we're gonna have talaga ng screening na. This year kasi wala eh. But next year we're gonna have screening na. Kasi there's a
okay.
lot of
I think-
people.
Yeah, because it will be very interesting, like what I said to you. The first is always a
Very
a
challenging.
challenging event, but once you get it off the ground, then it's going to be a walk in the park. Okay, Lenny, you mentioned about helping others and treating them when they're in need.
Opo.
What was that all about? What was the motivation behind that?
So for me, the reason why is I love
Uh-oh.
the person that I needed when I was younger. Is it connected?
You're connected
Okay,
now.
for sure.
You're,
Okay. I'll just start from the beginning. I wanted to be the person that I needed to be when I was younger, being there physically, emotionally, and financially. So for me, I like to be that for everyone that I come into contact with. And I'm a strong believer of I influence the environment around me, and everyone around me is a product of me. And I would like for everyone to be the best that they can be. And I believe that I'm alive to make sure everyone is the best that they can be in this world. So that's why I want to, when I said compliment, I mean to compliment you as in, how can I make you better as a person, or how can I help you? You know what I mean? That's really what I mean as compliment. I mean, yeah, you have a good smile too, of course, but I want to compliment you as like, if I can help you out, with 20% of the workload, I'll do that 20% for you so we can get 100% on this, so that's just why I like to say that.
Oh, and then you mentioned also on your bio, you're entrepreneurial entertainer. So let's talk to us about that, because it's not a common term. We know about entrepreneur, but not entrepreneurial entertainer. So what was that all about?
Yeah, so eventually I want to have my own studio to produce my own, films, skits, everything, eventually to have my own, media empire, so I like to say entrepreneurial because I'm not exactly have my whole entire head into the media space, but as an entrepreneur, I believe that I can fundraise and I can have people believe in me and my company to where everybody will support. And I would like to start that with the Philippines, my home country. My family's from Cavite, and my whole entire family's from there. But I would just love to have my home base be the Philippines. But in order to do that, I would need to win them in America first, and then in the Philippines as Mr. Philippines.
Interesting. Okay. Now, Lenny,
Thank you, Fred.
you had mentioned that you do some singing. So I'll put you on the spot, like Joseph. Can you sing us a line
Okay.
or so?
Yeah,
It could be
sure.
Tagalog, it could
So,
be in English.
this-
Yeah. It could
Okay,
be even
yeah.
your
It
own
was gonna be
composition if you have one.
It was gonna be in English. I'm sorry. My Tagalog is like 5th grade, so I need a tutor for my Tagalog. Just saying.
That's
But okay. So this is gonna be Chris Brown's Yo, but it's gonna be like in the mid though. So okay.
Go.
I wanna be where you are. Ain't nothing wrong with dancing. Baby, you're so romantic. Baby, I can be in your heart. So many things I wanna tell you. Like I love you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Good job.
Heck yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
I have a phone-in question. Is everybody available? Are they committed?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's start. Available means you have a girlfriend. Lenny, are you committed?
Hindi.
Hindi. You're single and available. Are you looking? Are you looking?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Yeah, well, you're gonna be in LA. There's a lot of beautiful ladies in LA. It's the city of stars. You know
That's
that.
right.
Okay, let's go. How about Joseph?
That's
Are you available? Looking. Hey, people, don't lie because your girlfriend or your significant other would see this. Joseph, are you available?
Very available, everyone. Hi, I'm
Hey,
Joseph again. If you are interested, say what's up. I'm just kidding. Yes, I am single.
Lenny, where are you from? By the way, where are you from?
Is this
You
for
mentioned
Joseph?
you are from, well, you are from Cavite, Lenny. Here in America, where are you based?
So I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area.
You're from the
I
Bay.
lived here my whole entire life. I went to college here.
What
Didn't
part of
graduate,
San
but
Francisco?
so I'm actually east of San Francisco, a couple miles. But my family came to South San Francisco after the war. So
Okay, so we know already Lenny's available, Joseph is available and looking as well.
oh yeah,
Jake,
San Francisco.
are you available?
I am not available.
Not available.
People are screaming right now. They're so mad that Jake's not available.
So Jake is not available. He's committed. Correct?
I'm committed. Yes, I'm
Okay,
committed.
very good. How about Tyler?
I am currently single, but if it happens, it happens, you know.
Okay, single and dating. Okay, about Ace from Jacksonville, Florida. And we're keeping him up. And go ahead, Ace. Are you single and available?
I'm single.
Single and looking, right? Well, it's going to be interesting coronation night for you guys. There's going to be a lot of ladies going to be watching you. And good luck to everybody. Okay, now, the second part of this is a lot of people, when we posted your promo poster that you guys will be guesting, I get 2 pages of questions. Okay, so what we're going to do to make it simpler is I'm not going to ask you all these questions. I choose top 5 of this question that was sent to me. Since I have 1, 2, 3, 4 minus Jesse, I have 5 numbers. So each one of you will pick a number, and then that number will correspond to a question. Clear enough? And then that question is only for you. Then also one general question for everybody to answer later after the individual question. Let's start reverse order this time, because earlier we did the first one who came in. Let's start with Lenny. Lenny, pick a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lenny?
I'm number 5.
Number 5. Okay. Your question, Lenny, number 5 is, what are the problems or challenges facing the Fil-Ams today? What are the problems or challenges facing the Fil-Am community today? I think Lenny, I think he's disconnected.
Yes.
Are you there? It seems like you're frozen. Are you hearing us? We are not hearing you. Lenny, I think he needs to connect. It's either he's disconnected or he got out to think of the answer.
Can you hear? Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay.
You want me to repeat? What are the problems or challenges facing the
Oh, I
Fil-Am
heard you. I
community?
heard you. I was just gonna. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, so well, for me in the San Francisco Bay Area, we have a very large population of Filipinos. So, I believe that I think in the entirety of the in the Filipino American community in the United States, I think one of the main issues is that like we need to have more activities like this. So I'm very grateful for Mr. Kuya Jesse for organizing this, because see how we have one of our Kuyas from Hawaii and another Kuya in Florida. I'm sure we have others in New York and Texas as well, and we could probably expand, but I think more of it has to do with coming together as a community, and I think as long as we strengthen together as a community, we can tackle the problems. Problems being the the representation that we have in media. It's not really Filipino based, per se, but it is Asian based, and I believe if we can represent more, then we can have a lot more representation, and to me that's an issue. Besides that, I think in order to strengthen our community, we should have more events like these, as well as encourage everyone in the United States and for everyone who is a Filipino American in the United States to participate. Thank you for asking the question.
Well said. Very well said. Thank you for that. Okay, let's go with Jake. Jake, 1, 2, 3, 4, because 5 was already taken.
All right, I'll choose number 1.
Number 1. The question is, as a Fil-Am person or Filipino American, what can you do to help the Fil-Am community have a voice in our society today? I'll repeat, as a Filipino American, what can you do to help the Filipino American community have a voice in our society today?
I think I'm already doing that. And I'm a hairdresser by trade, and everyone who sits in my chair, I'm always so proud about talking about the culture, and they get so excited. And I think that's where food comes into play. I talk about food a lot, and not a lot of people either know about the Filipino cuisine. And when I talk about how good it is, and sometimes I bring it to the salon and I'll have them try, that's something where they're like, wow. And they get interested even more and more and more. And food brings us all to the table. And that's what my company does, Kutsara. It brings the food to everybody. And if I could, I'd invite the whole world to come sit down and try our cuisine, because sobrang masarap, it's super fun. It's super tasty and savory. And the conversations on the dinner table, especially with like your titas and titos and your lolas and all of that, all in one table. It's so fun to just hear and everyone's jabbering. So I think I'm already doing that with food.
Very smart though, because Filipinos, the community, in any gathering, whether it could be a meeting or it could be a get together, one thing is very familiar and very common is food. And that's very smart. Well said. Okay, let's go with Ace. Ace, 3, 2, or 4?
I'll pick 3.
Sorry?
I'll pick 3.
Number 3. Okay, this is interesting. Ace, or Mr. Ace, who amongst the other candidates do you think is your strongest competitor? Who amongst the other candidates you think is your strongest competitor, and why?
Thank you for the wonderful question, but I think they're all are the strongest competitors that I know, because I know we as a people, we have a unique talent, not only talent, but intellect on some, what we call this, on some, what do you call this? Like on some topic that we talk to. Some are wise we can say entrepreneurial, as Mr. Lin they say, and also on some other like Jake. And I think they're all pretty strong competitor. We can't be belittle them. We need to humble ourselves. We hindi natin kailangang maliitin ng iba. Kailangan natin laging i-humble ang ating sarili kasi hindi natin kilala tong mga taong kinakausap natin ngayon. So I think they're all pretty competitor right now. They're strong. I can see it.
Okay, thank you. Well said. Thanks, Ace. Now, I think it's a toss-up between Joseph and Tyler. I think Joseph, right, before Tyler?
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna go over.
Okay.
I get the last one. I get the last
Oh
one.
my God. Okay. Number 2 is what or why did you join Misters of Filipinas America? And why did you choose this competition instead of the other male pageants? I'll repeat. Why did you choose to join Misters of Filipinas America? And why did you choose this competition instead of the other pageants or male pageants? Why this and not the rest?
So I actually have a friend prior to joining the pageant who's also in here. He will be joining us next week. His name is Brandon. So I was following him already as a creative mutual on Instagram. We've already had each other, and I saw that he was doing this pageant, and it involved Filipinos and being American, and that just initiated an interest and initiated a spark because I'm already doing so many things that could fit in a pageant world. And when I found that opportunity, I was like, maybe I should try this. I'm a huge person on trying something adventurous, changing, adapting, always evolving. And joining the pageant would have definitely helped me shape into a better person. Constantly evolving is one of my huge things. So with joining something special like Misters of Filipinas America, I'm happy that it's something that is close to my heart because it's my culture from my Filipino side, as well as my culture with my American side. And it's amazing because I love being an American and I love being Filipino, and this pageant brings those two things together.
Okay, well said. Thank you for that, your answer. Okay, Tyler, you don't have any choice. You're getting number 4. Okay, Tyler, what makes you different or stand out from the rest of the candidates? I'll repeat. What makes you different or stand out among the rest of the candidates?
I feel like what makes me stand out the most, I would say, is that pretty much there's a lot of, everyone is pretty much has their own qualities, right? And we're all bright from them. Me, I'd say I'm just very self-aware and very uplifting to other people. And with me being self-aware, it's like I've gone through so many obstacles in my life, which were, I'd say, both negative and positive, that made me the person that I am today. And I really love sharing that with other people, especially the other candidates. I know there was one time where we were doing just a photo shoot where we all had our shirts off, even though we're like we're all where we are in fitness, but we're kind of like judging each other, or not judging each other, but judging ourselves. But I just had to let everyone know, like, we just got to be positive, like love ourselves for who we are. Like our bodies are our main thing in life, and we just got to treat it the best, you know? And I just really love uplifting the other guys as well too.
Thank you, Tyler. Okay, Feli Alfian is watching again, and then Oliver Carney. Oliver, you have to make up your mind. Earlier you said you like Joseph. Now he said, can you ask Tyler if he is like Google? I didn't understand the question. Can you ask Tyler if he is like Google? Because he has everything I'm searching for.
Oh my God.
Go, Tyler. Go,
I
Tyler.
love it.
So I don't know what the Google.
Am I getting hit on right now?
Let's go.
Okay, well, anyways, okay, I have 2 questions for everybody, and just just speak up, and then we'll try to get your answer. Okay, the question one is, as a Mister of a candidate of Mister of Filipinas America, how can you make a difference? Who wants to answer that first? As a Mister of Filipinas America candidate, how can you make a difference?
I guess I could go ahead and start.
Go ahead.
We can already make a difference by just being here. As its inaugural year, we're really in the foundation parts of what could be one of the biggest pageants for male Filipinos in America. So it's just such an honor and to be a part of this. So being here is already so impactful.
Can I add on top of that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So pretty much, I just feel like there's been a lot of Asian hate crimes recently in the past year. And I feel like as Filipinos, even though we're kind of considered like Pacific Islander as well, I feel like we're pretty much the face of the Asian culture as well. So I feel like just us doing this, we're showing like the kind of culture that we are, the kind of love that we share to everybody. So.
Okay, anyone else?
And I'll add to that.
Okay.
I think having this with the title, it comes with a responsibility, and all of us just being here, like it's our responsibility to be the face, like what Tyler said, and kind of guide our community. You know that we are here, and Filipino Americans are not just all over the world, but we're also very, very powerful people, and we can make an impact on everybody's lives.
Okay, Lenny and
Nice.
Ace.
Yeah. I agree with everything that my brother said, and I want to add on to that. Having a really big, strong leader is something that I believe that we are searching for, and I believe adding being a Misters of Filipinas will add some strength and some credibility to a leader that we are looking for.
Okay, and last but not the least, Ace.
I think we as a Filipino, we are outgoing, we are fun, so we can use that energy to turn to and tell other people and help them to be positive all the time. And I think that's how we can really make a difference.
Okay, interesting. Okay, and before I give you the final question, have everybody been to the Philippines? Raise your hand.
Yes.
Not?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got Joseph and I got Ace.
I have not.
Okay, so Jake, have you been to the Philippines?
I've been to the Philippines, yes.
Okay, so it's only Tyler has not been, and who else? Just Tyler, right?
Yeah, just me.
Well, it's going to be an
That's
interesting
me.
ride if ever you win. Okay, last question for everybody. Why should I be the Mister of Filipinas America? Why me and not the other person? Start with Tyler. Why you? Why should you win?
Because honestly, just promoting the self-awareness, the love that we need to share to everybody, not just with everybody within ourselves, is I just want to promote just the self-awareness and just loving our journey in life and sharing that with other people.
Okay, Jake, why should you win over?
I think I should win because I've learned being a stylist that I build relationships with my clients, and I'm ready to build relationships with the world. Being the first Misters of Filipinas America, I want to be able to just showcase who we are and especially use this platform and be the best I can be. So I'm ready to be Misters of Filipinas America.
Joseph, why should you win instead of the other person or the other candidates?
I should win being the first Mr. Filipinas America because, I mean, aside from my looks, I have so much substance and so much wisdom at a young age. I'm so ready to use this platform to go back to my advocacy of representation, going back to being a representation for queer Asian people out there worldwide and not just in America, but seeing a face internationally would be amazing. So yes, that's why I should be Mr. of Filipinas America.
So A, why should you win over other candidates?
I think I should win, not because of my personality, not because of my looks, but because of how I build relationship with the people and also I grow in the Philippines, so I know what to attitude to give to on the people in the Philippines, and I grew from the ground, from Tondo, Philippines, with nothing to eat, with just coffee, pouring it into the rice, just not to starve. So I think I should win because I know what the Filipino really feel inside and out. That's why.
Okay, thank you. Last but not, of course, not the least, Lenny, why should you win and not the other person?
So I believe that I should win Mrs. of Filipinas America, the very first, because as an entrepreneur and business owner, I manage a team of about 30 plus people already. And I like being a leader. And I believe that I'm the person that the Philippines is searching for, the Filipino American community is searching for to lead and to be a community leader and be Mrs. of Filipinas. America first and foremost, and to represent the Philippines in Mr. Global.
Wow. This is very interesting time and challenging at the same time, but
Right.
whoever would win, including the first prince and the second prince, would be for the books because you're going to be part of history, just like anything else that if you're the first, it becomes part of the history. So I'm giving back to Jesse. Jesse, give us more information. How do we vote again? Okay, firstly, what's the website for now since you don't have the up and running website right now. So if people are interested to check them out and the 12 candidates, what website or Facebook page can they check?
Okay, so first of all, I'm so proud of the first batch. I felt like they are ready for the finals. I was so shocked with the answers. Oh my gosh, I'm just so proud of them. The reason why I did not really tell them because of course, first of all, you did not you were just like right on the spot questions, right? But the questions were like, oh my gosh, but how they answered the questions were like so amazing. I felt like they are ready for the finals. I don't think they need training for a Q&A, but I'm so happy. I'm so
I was
proud of
very
them.
impressed too. And to let you guys know, don't worry, the questions you got today would not be the questions given to the second batch.
Exactly.
I got 50 plus questions and I chose the first 5. So not if people were thinking like the people coming in for batch 2 that okay, I'm gonna practice on that question. That's not gonna happen. We got gazillions of questions that I would throw in them, but the mechanics will be the same, but definitely not the same question at all. So nothing to worry. They cannot rehearse it. I like what I told Jesse when we talked. I said all my shows are not scripted. I want the raw answers to questions. That's why I didn't give even my question to Jesse. He didn't get it. Nothing. You would know about that with Alam Mo Ba show because nothing is scripted here. It's impromptu and it's as go with the flow, as they said. So Jesse, when is the coronation night again? I know it's in August.
So everyone, to all the people who's watching right now, both Facebook, YouTube, on radio, Amazon, every part of the world, especially people who's here in LA, the finals will be in August 6th. The red carpet will start at 6 p.m. We have a lot of activities. The talent/gala night will be on August 4, located at Gatsby Resto Bar. This is where you can see all of our candidates showing their talents, not just with a beautiful face, with a beautiful body. So a lot of activities. But if you guys want to go vote, you can actually go to www.vantel.co and just search for Mistress of Filipinas America, and it will automatically pop out. The second one is that if you want to go purchase ahead of time for the ticket for the finals, you can go to www.eventbrite.com for you to purchase the ticket. On top of that, we also sell in-person tickets. So if you guys just like within the area of LA, feel free to message us on our official Facebook page, which is Mistress of Filipinas America. We are also active on Instagram, which is at mistressofFilipinasAmerica.com, and we'll be more than happy to respond to all of our questions. Yes.
Okay. Other question that was raised would they accept credit card during the event? If they walk in to watch the show, would they accept credit card, or is it only cash and check?
It's going to be, yeah, we Eventbrite accepts credit card, cash, and debit card. Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and do you know the pricing, the price range of
Yeah,
the
so
ticket?
for the VVIP, it's going to be $90, and for the VIP, it's going to be $60, and for the general admission will be $30. So,
What's the difference between VIP and super VIP?
well, the super VIP, they get the chance to be really at the back of the judges. You can see all of the contestants up close, their costumes, the color of their costumes, their faces, because people really want to look for the best candidate, right? So you'll get the opportunity to sit at the really, really front. The second will be for the VIP, you're just like actually at the middle, while the general admission will be at the very back end, or we also have the upper part of the theater. So, but when they actually go there, if they opted to go for general admission, there's nothing to worry about because the upstairs part, they can still see the candidates
show.
from afar. Yes.
Okay, the general admission ticket, would they be allowed to walk the red carpet, or it's just exclusively for super VIP and VIP?
Well, me myself as a national director, we are not so selfish for that. It's open for everyone. I always wanted. I'm also expecting that people will go watch. We'd love to see their favorite candidates. These people are families and friends. We do not restrict anyone to go red carpets and take pictures. Everyone are all welcome to go there and
okay. And then, are you selling merchandise for the event, like shirts?
Not for now. It's surprise.
Okay.
Yeah, but not for now.
That's a good income generating for your
Exactly.
next event, Jesse. Okay. Will there be media accreditation during the day of the pageant?
I'm sorry?
Media accreditation, meaning the media could come in, no tickets. How do they get media accreditation? Do they just put on your website?
Yes. The easiest way is to contact or message our Facebook page, because it's me who managed the page. I'm just one call away and one chat away. I'm easy to talk to. So just go. Let's do it for our community. Everyone is all welcome to be part of the show, especially if we're giving these spotlight to all of our candidates, and to have a really, really good experience for this competition. Yeah.
Awesome. So we're gonna do batch 2 next week for our viewers and our listeners, and share this video, so at least you get to know more about our candidates. If you ask me, they're all winners to me. I was very, very impressed with all of you for giving such a raw, honest, and to the point answer. Those are questions unrehearsed, and it's raw can be, and you did it fantastically, exceptionally well, very impressive. At the same time, just to let you know, the pictures didn't do you justice, because now seeing you live on Zoom, it will be interesting to see you guys live in person. So those viewers and listeners who are waiting for the first ever male pageant happening here in Los Angeles on August 6th, what are you waiting for? Go to Eventbrite and meet Joseph. You can meet Mr. Tyler, Ace, Jake, as well as Lenny. You're gonna meet I think 7 next week, right? Those batch number 2. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and just go to their Facebook page, and that is Misters of Filipinas America. And then the website will be up soon, and that will be announced also. Now, there's a question here. Are you going to post their schedule for the event week that you're going to have?
Yes, we do. It's being scheduled on July, so that everyone, like especially for the talent and gala night competition, everyone are all welcome to go watch and support their candidates, because the venue will be at Gatsby Resto Bar. So it's going to be
Gatsby is in West Covina, right?
That is correct. So everyone will have just fun in there, because all of my candidates right now, like I'm going to tell you right now without being biased, these candidates are all talented. I'm
I can
really,
tell.
really excited to showcase and see, like, people can see how they, they're not just smart like what they showed today, but with a beautiful face, but they're also talented. I'm so proud of them. Yeah.
Okay, and this I have to ask. Oliver, thank you. He said, great job, Josh, for prepping them with Q&A. Thank you. I have a question. Okay, a polling question. How skimpy would be the swimwear competition?
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh no! Oh no! Here we
Here we
go!
go.
Here we go! Here we go!
Well,
Here it goes!
I have to ask.
Is
I
it
have
me
a-
or them? Them?
Actually, you're the national director, so is it going to be uniform or they could wear their own? And how revealing is it? That's a question.
Okay, so first of all, I just want to go shout out a very good friend of mine, a fashion designer who's based in New York. The swimmer competition will be sponsored by Bessie Bisana, a very good friend of mine. We talk about, because I have candidates who's prefer not really so revealing, which is we would have to respect that, and that's totally fine with me, as long as they are comfortable doing that, and they're confident of their skin, and that's what matters. So to answer the question, surprise. But yeah, it's gonna be surprise.
Jesse. Let's leave it to their imagination. At least
Imagination for them
that
to
would
watch.
be a question. If you want to know what swimwear this man is going to be wearing, buy the tickets and find out. Yeah, that would be very interesting. Anyways, it was a great night. See, I told you guys we're already 10, almost 10:30 Pacific Standard Time, and I worry about Ace, who's still up and about in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida.
It's all right.
But the rest, I think local, and then I think Jake is in Oahu, and you are 1 hour late than us, right? We're 10:30 here. I think you're 9:30 there, or
It's
8:30.
7:34
Oh, so
p.m.
3 hours behind. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to batch 2 for next week. So our viewers, because they're saying they're mentioning on my private phone some of the names that's not here. Don't worry, you'll see all of them. And this is the first batch of there's supposed to be 6, but Brandon was taken ill, so he will be joining next week, and nothing serious. And then it will be an interesting conversation again. To Tyler, to Joseph, to Lenny, Ace, and Jake.
Yeah.
Maraming salamat. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Share this video and add me on Facebook. I would love to see you guys one of these days. And one more question for Jesse. Jesse, if they want to sponsor your event, can they still add? Can they be a sponsor?
Oh yes, please. We'd love to hear that. We'd love to hear that right now. Okay, so you can actually add on Facebook. Kuya Josh we're friends on Facebook. Even Kuya Oliver, we're super friends on Facebook. Just
Most of your friends are my friends. Interesting.
Yeah. So please add me, or if you guys are friends with Kuya Josh and Kuya Oliver, please feel free to message them and connect Reddit group chat with me. I'll be more than happy to to welcome you and include your logos, your names on our posters. And of course, one of the benefits of being one of the sponsors is you get the opportunity to get VIP tickets, and your names will be at the red carpet, and your name to be at the LED wall and be shouted by our host. And of course, if you opted to do the platinum sponsorship package, you'll get the opportunity to sit and be part of the panelists or judges on our finals.
Okay, and then what you need to do as a suggestion, send the package.
Yes.
You can send me the package. I'll send it to some contacts, and maybe they'll be interested because they still have two months technically, because it's only the first week of June. So so they have a whole month, and you never know. And I would not put you on the spot to know how much the sponsorship would be.
Of course.
Send me the package, and I'll forward it to the people that would be interested. And then now everybody's asking me again, please review the tape. They're asking if they're available, these guys. We already asked the question. We cannot ask it again, but just review the tape. There's a replay button that you could watch. I'll forward the tape also to Jesse, so he could post it also. So other people who are not present today or were not able to watch it live, you could watch the replay. So with that said, Jesse, maraming salamat. Thank you so much for your time. And then, of course, Tyler, and of course,
Salamat.
Joseph, and Ace, and mahalo,
Thank you
mahalo,
po.
Jake. And
Aloha,
also
guys.
Mary. Okay, I know I have Salinas here. I have
Salamat po.
Florida. I
Ingat.
have Riverside, and basta. Maraming salamat. And before I close the show, again, maraming salamat for your time. And those people watching tonight, every time I close any of my shows. Oh, by the way, you could watch me also with Dear Kuya Josh Atigen tomorrow, and it's at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And also, if you're watching from the Philippines, it's going to be 1 p.m. on a Sunday. And feel free across the globe. It's whatever your time zone. It's going to be tomorrow, Saturday here for me, and Sunday for the rest of the world. Now, before I close the show or any of my shows, I always tell them, be kind. I know it's so hard to be kind right now. Be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness. And any act of kindness that you do to people, I'm pretty sure, and I guarantee it will come back to you in other ways and so many in other times. And with that said, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Good evening, good morning, good night to everybody. God bless us all. God bless you guys. And good luck.
Salamat.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Aloha. Bye, guys.
I'll see you. Bye-bye. Mahalo.
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.